play together quite often, have a little bit more time for them to settle in and get better.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
In conversation with Golden Lions Rugby Union President Neville Jardine.
Libra here from East London. With regards to Ellis Park, the only solution for them is to take the games to the communities. Stop taking the games to Ellis Park because people don't come out to Ellis Park. Are you happy with how rugby has been governed in South Africa? Are you happy with SA Rugby?
But just to answer, Libra.
You have to be an insider to understand what's happening. There's 14 unions sitting around the table ensuring that there's all matters are being taken care of.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
All right, heading to the top of the hour. Don't forget, after the top of the hour, we head off to Marawa Gallants. What's the latest? Netball SA president in studio. Right now, though, Andy Somkunu at Vuma FM, as well as Andy Lengosi at Rise FM, standing by. Here's the news.
The city of Joburg to end what it calls the embarrassment of the city. The party has submitted the motion against Speaker Colleen Makubele and Mayor Thapelo Ahmed. Diet Onetonje has more.
Another day, another motion of no confidence in Gauteng metros. This time, Action SA is leading the charge. The party's Gauteng provincial chairperson, Funzi Ngobeni, says, since the election of Thapelo Ahmed as the city of Joburg's executive mayor, he's been unable to articulate a clear plan for the city.
Since Ahmad's election, service delivery in Johannesburg has rapidly deteriorated.
The motion by Action SA comes as the city of Tshwane Council also prepares for a motion of no confidence against Speaker Ncedi Nzwanana, scheduled to take place tomorrow. Ndayazune Tonje, Eyewitness News.
And Electricity Minister Cecelia Molokwane has promised to keep residents in and around Pretoria East updated on the power outage. Most of the capital has been plunged into an electricity crisis when 7 of the city's pylons collapsed at the weekend and fell on the N4 freeway, causing a 300-megawatt outage. During an oversight visit to the scene, Molokwane briefly explained the issues.
Essentially that there could have been a criminal element that they wanted to, if you like, steal some of the steel that is here for purposes of generating some income, and in the course of that just compromise the structural integrity, and 3 of these poles were affected, and then they took the other 6 down, and that has invited darkness into the areas of Mamelodi there.
On the weather front, a fine day in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 8 degrees, peaking at 22. Pretoria 8 and 25, Vereeniging 5 and 23. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za. Hashtag MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
We still stand a good chance, to finish the second. It's all up to us. And even today, like I've been saying, the only team that can beat Kaizer Chiefs is Kaizer Chiefs. We've been beating ourselves. We've been giving these teams hope. Today they were there for the taking.
All Stars FC are selling their status. Well, let's find out straight from the horse's mouth. We're joined by All Stars director Utando Sotinga. What are you not willing to take below?
Look what you said to me, Tando. Is someone that comes up with 12 million and say excluding that.
Changing and re-engineering sports on the continent and the world.
In conversation with Golden Lions Rugby Union President Neville Jardine.
Libra here from East London. With regards to Ellis Park, the only solution for them is to take the games to the communities. Stop taking the games to Ellis Park because people don't come out to Ellis Park.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Well, exactly 5 minutes after the hour, it is Marawa Sports Worldwide. Good to have you back after the long weekend. Hoping that whatever you've been tracking and monitoring has come through in a very excited manner for you. You're going to be sharing that with us. We are interactive from beginning to the end of the show. So do reach out for the entire duration of the show. You're live on 947. We are live on Rise FM, Vuma FM, and on Sowetan Live. Good to have you on board on the day that is very, very significant. If you know South African history, on the 11th of the 4th, 2001, and also on the 11th of April, 2010. So both of those, one with an international flavor, one with the current tragedy, unfortunately. Do share those memories with us. But before we get into anything further than that, we do have the Netball SA president who's going to be with us later on in the show, Cecelia Molokwane. Looking forward to that conversation. The countdown to the Netball World Cup is on. But most importantly, I know that you've all just been praying for the safe, detention and return home for the two gentlemen. Because really no one, absolutely nobody deserves to be out through what they were taken on, especially by an employer. And by the grace of God, they're back on home soil almost a month later. Let's catch up with Rufus Matana, who is the Marawa Gallants media officer, who joins us on the line. Rufus, thank you so much for your time. You must be as tired doing interviews as it's been with you being in detention. Firstly and more seriously, welcome back home.
Thank you, Robert, and good afternoon to your listeners.
Touching down, when you heard the words, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OR Tambo International, what went through your mind?
It was just an emotional thing. Having to think that somewhere where you seated in Libya, never thought something like this will be realized, but it happened, and even now I'm still pinching myself, to realize that no, are you really in South Africa?
Did it make any sense though to you, Rufus, and all the time that you were there? I called it hostage taking. People can use any other word; they can feel free to do that. But for you, did it make any sense as to why you were held captive?
It didn't make sense at all. Look, the whole idea. Even the issue of people thinking that we were left behind as a collateral, that is not the case. What happened is when we left the country, because remember, it's not the first time that we went to Libya. We encountered the same problem of having to pay some of the things that we needed to pay in Benghazi. So when we left South Africa, I had some US dollars with me. That was for paying the accommodation and for any eventuality, like including the kit that, it's been so much a part of the news. So we had that money. Now, the problem was that, Dr. Ali, upon arrival, at first it was the three of us, myself, Raymond Mudaga, and the HOD, Mr. Bennett Bailey. He took our passports. Then when he took our passports, the rest of the team came. He didn't take anybody's passport. Now, you ask yourself, why confiscate 3, then the rest you don't? And for our first visit, we never experienced something like that. But anyway, fast forward, they left because the reason why we stayed behind was that, okay, I'll transfer money into your accounts, which is South African accounts. It's no problem. And most of that, remember, we don't have to wait for it to be cleared because, I mean, these accounts are the ones that we pay our salaries on. So we went to the market to change the money into US dollars that we then paid the hotel owner. First, it was with accommodation. We gave him cash that I had with me. Then I said to him, no, let me rather pay for the kit that you bought. In actual fact, he refused me to pay for the kit when we were at the shop where we bought the kit. He said, no, don't worry, don't pay for it, then you'll pay it later. Because these guys, they don't want US dollars, they need Libyan dinars. I said, okay, fine. Because we've got a time problem, let me agree to that. We agreed to that. Then, like I said, we paid him for the hotel, which was 5,600 US dollars. We paid him, no problem. He gave me 2 invoices because I paid him in 2 halves. He gave us 2 invoices. Then from there, we had to settle the money which was due for the tickets, meaning the flight tickets. Same as that one. Remember, the money was drawn in days. So we went the first day, we withdrew, we gave him the money. Then the second day, which was 6,000 US dollars. The second day, the same amount was given to him. Because in total, it was supposed to be 12,000 US dollars plus the 5,600 that was paid. So that was done. Now, come now the issue of handing over the passport so that, okay, the other passport were given to the owners, they've gone already. Only one passport now is with him, which is mine. Okay, Dr. Ali, we paid what is due to you. We have the passport so that you can start doing the arrangements so that we fly out? He says, no, I'm not going to give it to you. Why are you not giving it to me? No, your chairman still owes me money. Okay, fine, if he owes you money, please provide me the invoice so that I can give it to him or you can forward it to him. Then he forwarded not an invoice, but it's a bracket money, which is 37,000 US dollars. Okay, chairman said to him, please ask Dr. Ali, I don't have a problem with whatever that needs to be paid. I just need a breakdown of what needs to be paid. Meaning, he has to quantify like one ticket or maybe a unit per ticket, it's so much, so many people, and this is the total amount. Then bluntly, he refused. Says, no, I'm not going to do that. Then instead of him continuing to deliberate with the chairman, now he says to me, you are the manager, you must talk to him. Failure for me to get my money as the manager, you guys are not going anywhere. So that didn't add up to me. I said to him, but I don't owe you anything. Why do I have to be punished for something that I don't know? One, you've got contact of the chairman. 2, the club, it's not something which is a fly-by-night. It's recognized by CAF, it's recognized by SAFA. FIFA knows about the team. Why don't you take the matter up either with your legal department or you take it to CAF or you take it wherever and set us free? Bluntly, he refused. And now he started telling us, I'm a good person. If I want to, I can kick you out of the hotel and still keep your passport.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy because, again, when you talk about that, Rufus, and you were saying that what was the 37,000 US dollars for, and you wanted a breakdown, he told both Far Post publication as well as the show here, MSW, that, it was including purchasing the makeshift editor's kit that you guys had to buy when you got there, that the club used for the game, and also for arranging what he says is everything.
No. That is not a true reflection. Remember, I know there's a lot of media houses who wanted to get clarity from me whilst I was in Benghazi. I couldn't have done that because it was not safe for me to do so. And even most of the things that he was saying, these guys, I'm taking good care of them, I'm taking them for rides to wherever. He would tell us, guys, it's in the evening now, I need to go out and you coming with me. I mean, there was no way that we would say no. Remember, for the fact that I cannot have freedom of movement or freedom of choice, I had to go with what he wanted so that at least you can save our skins. Because, if you resist, you don't know what would happen to you.
So when he says, let's go somewhere, and it's in the evening, where was he taking you to?
Believe you me, he would drive the whole night, mostly until 4 a.m.
Driving to where, though?
No, driving around Libya. We'll drive in Benghazi anywhere he wants. He would stop somewhere, he buys coffee. Then he stops somewhere, he speaks to his friends. We just stuck in the car. Somewhere he would say, no, let's go out. Then we follow suit. We go out, and because the problem is for you to say, no, we didn't know what's going to happen. So we played along.
This is both you as well as Ubabdlomo, Debs.
Exactly. It was both of us. Because I even said to Tebo Hogan, no, you know what, Dina, let us not separate. If he says he wants to live with one, let's insist that we go together. So that whatever that happens, it happens to both of us. Because somewhere I might think he's gone with you, only to find out you've been kidnapped. So the best way, let us agree to him. Anything that he wants, we agree to that. Even the pictures that he took, then the other time I remember he took us a picture and says, Rufus, why are you not smiling? Because I was upset. Then I had to pretend as if I'm smiling. Just so that at least the day, the day can go by.
So you wanted to portray the image that he's taking good care of you, because what he said to us on the show, again, just based on his version, was that there's nothing to fear. You guys are being taken care of. You're at the hotel. You're using the Wi-Fi at the hotel. You're being fed. So I don't even know how many times a day you were being fed then, whether it was the food that was being eaten at the hotel or you're getting other kinds of food. So only you can verify that. But that's what he was sharing on this very public platform.
Exactly. He was sharing that because he wanted to portray an image of him being a good person, and remember, by that time, even if you would have tried to talk to me, I wouldn't have said, yes, let's do that. Let me tell you what's going on here. Because I don't know who feeds him with whatever information that we say to the media. Like, I can give you a simple example. Today we had a press briefing, and we were talking about whatever happened. Guess what? He sent me a message that, why do you talk bad about me? I'll get you one day.
Wow. So he was aware, because the minister told me yesterday that he has a press conference with Norma Plummer, which I understand was including you. So he was part of the press briefing. So he sends you, after Durko had intervened, after the minister and everybody else within government had intervened, he still threatens you.
He sent me a message today saying, you are talking bad about me, then I'll get you. Then I said to him, stop threatening me. That part of I'll get you, then immediately he deleted. He deleted, then immediately says, I love you, my brother.
And it didn't give you any time to screen grab that threat?
No, he didn't give me any time. I wish I could have, because remember, I was at ease. Because when he sent him a message that you're talking bad about me, I sent him a message back and said to him, but if you think keeping people like us, I mean, we've got kids. We keep us away from our families when as you are sleeping with your family on a daily basis. Do you take that as normal, or is it your love for money that you care less about us?
Were you able to tell whoever was there? I'm not sure if the delegates from Durko were there. I mean, I wouldn't take that lightly. You're still going to be traveling within the African continent, having more games, and possibly, who knows, back in Libya again. And whatever that means, it might not be carried out by him, but individuals like that do have persons that they send through.
Yeah, no, you know, with him, like for instance, we had a Zoom meeting with him and the delegation from Turco and the embassy from Libya. He was so disrespectful in front of those people. They even had to beg him to give me back my passport, of which he bluntly refused.
So what changed, though? Because now all of a sudden, Durko get involved, and then you are back home. Babylon was also back home. But what changed?
No, during that very day, there was I think it's the president of the federation in Libya, who was fortunately, I think, in Durban with our president.
Danny Jordan.
Yes, Dr. Jordan. So he was with him. Then they called him. He spoke to him, the president of the federation in Libya, spoke to him using the Arabic language. Then I was there when they spoke to him because he was on speaker. As he was talking to Dr. Jordan, Then what I did, I went to Google and get Dr. Jordan's picture. And fortunately for me, guess what? The picture that came in, Dr. Jordan was with our former president, Mr. Mandela. Then I showed him, this is the guy that you're talking to. So immediately after, says, is this guy that powerful? I said, yes. Then immediately you won't believe. He went to wherever, whatever, one of the offices. He came back and presented me with my passport. Then that is on day 20. Then he said, no, I'm organizing your flight tickets. Tomorrow you'll be flying.
So in his grave, Nelson Mandela came to the rescue.
I should think so.
Because he now fears the might of a Dr. Jordan because of the company that he kept. Although posthumously, that is what I can infer in terms of what you're telling us. And that for me is ridiculous. Rufus, it is ridiculous. You know what I'm going to do quickly? And I know you've got other interviews, but just for the sake of how we wrap it up nicely here, let me take a quick break. After the break, we will wrap it up with Rufus, as it gives a very chilling account as well of his life that was under threat and everything else that transpired in Libya while being held hostage.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live.
#MSW. Deal or No Deal is the game show everyone is talking about. If you're lucky enough to take the Deal or No Deal stage with me, Katejo, you'll get a chance to win up to 250,000 Rand in cash. Watch me play Deal or No Deal on SABC 1 at 7:30 p.m. and on SABC 3 at 5:30 every weekday. To enter, SMS the word PLAY to 43066. Standard SMS rates apply. Deal or No Deal is sponsored by Lotto Star.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
I work smart so I can get ahead. I play smart, and I enjoy the view. I party smart, and I love life. And I rest smart, so I can do it all again tomorrow. Wherever I go in my Suzuki Celerio, I move smart.
You can too. Contact your nearest Suzuki dealer to test drive the all-new Celerio and move smart.
Get tested this April at Specsavers and we'll give you a free optical frame up to the value of 1,000 Rand. That's right, get a free frame up to the value of 1,000 Rand when you purchase a comprehensive eye examination at Specsavers. Book online at specsavers.co.za or visit your nearest store nationwide. Remember, it's important to get your eyes tested every 24 months. Specsavers for affordable eye care and a whole lot more. T's and C's apply.
We bring you great hits and exciting entertainment.
And our presenters enjoy doing it.
But we also have to follow the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct.
In order to give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news.
If for some reason you feel that we're not following this code,
we want to know about it.
So please contact us on comments@947.co.za.
If you're still not satisfied, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission.
P.O. Box 412365, Craig Hall, 2024. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
Hey, Tando here. We all have a beauty story. It's in our cultural heritage. We grow up with it. We see it in the media. Let's unpack what beauty means to you. This week on the Burning Beauty Question with Willie's Beauty and 947, we unpack your thoughts on breakouts. How do you deal with them? Any advice on how to love the skin you're in? We are going beyond skin deep. Share your story with me on WhatsApp 061 4947 947. Leave your name and ID number and you could win a 5,000 Rands Willie's Beauty voucher. Join the beauty conversation on Instagram at Willie's Beauty. Willie's Beauty. Beauty is you. Woolworths. The difference. T's and C's apply.
Preview
previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I mean, to still hear stories such as that of the Marawa Gallants in 2023, you got to admit, though, it's utterly disappointing as well as heartbreaking. Dr. Ali Elzaga is the owner of the Libyan Hotel where the Marawa Gallants officials are. What is it that he owes you and for what?
I help you without anything. I don't ask you for money.
They had no kit. The kit that they wore on the official game was not the Marawa Gallants kit. It's the kit that you had gone and bought.
So I buy everything for myself. We go to the printer, we print the numbers. When they ask me for buying the ticket, I tell them, okay, I will buy for myself. Then when you come, pay me. Just because you are guys in the terrible situation, I didn't buy nothing before I asked them. Hey guys, this is cost like that. Are you agree? So I have all agreements between me and them.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
It's exactly 24 minutes after the hour. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide. Shocking story I'm sure that you're listening very attentively to. Rufus has been so kind as to wait so that we can wrap things up nicely with him. We're all just happy that he's back in the country, safe and able to tell his side of the story. That's the Marawa Gallants media officer. We are going to be having to say goodbye to him shortly because he does have other interviews that he has to pursue. And of course, he's got to tell the nation what exactly has transpired. You know, I think from what we've heard so far, I think shocking is the least shocking word really to use because it's more than that.
Hi Rob, can Rufus explain why they should buy the kit? Why they don't go with their kit? Thank you, man.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those kinds of questions. Rufus saying that why buy the kit? Why not travel with the kit?
Okay. Remember, we had just another confusion which was happening in Istanbul. But let me clarify the issue of the kit. If you can go to the CAF portal where every club has registered their kit, that kit of Adidas, which black and white, it's officially registered with CAF. We were not playing for the first time with that kit. When we played Al Ahly Tripoli in the same venue, we used the same kit. So with that one, it's not something which is new. Unfortunately, that game was not televised. Maybe people would have seen and noticed that this kit, by the way, they used it before. So it's registered, it's official, even CAF knows about that kit. So the fortunate part was that because the kit was stuck in Istanbul, then we went to a store, Adidas store, where we bought a similar kit. Then he helped us to go and try and brand it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, and just, and I know because of time, I've got to let you go, Rufus. I've got to respect other colleagues as well. The time that you've spent there and what you've come to realize, what's your final words to South Africans? And given all the time that you had to reflect?
I would start by saying, one simple thing. Money is the root of all evil. And to South Africans, who are still going to compete in African countries, let us do a due diligence. Let us try by all means to cover any corners that might impact negatively so that at least nobody experiences what we did. Like I usually say to people, if Robert, I say to you, wait for me for an hour, and an hour passes by, for you it seems like a long time, but 21 days is unbearable. And if Dr. Ali claims that we were free as he believes, how can I be free? You've got my flight ticket with you. You've got my passport with you. It means at any given point, I would have been free to go home. Because he had the trump card of holding on to my passport, even our flight tickets, they were with him, especially mine and Romo's, actually for the whole team. Because he was threatening that he was going to cancel all the flight tickets.
So just
how
on
do you call that something which is somebody who's free? And claim again, it's not a hostage.
No, absolutely. And the more you talk,
if
the more you...
I'm at your place,
Yeah.
and I cannot do as I see fit, or as an adult actually, I can't move. I can't go home. I can't. But you can go home, sleep at your home. I can't do that. You tell me about a hotel that even hot water, you closed it for us. We're using cold water on a daily basis. With the meals, you feed us as and when you feel like it. Some days you give us 2 meals, some days you give us 1, and claim that this is something which is human, because for the love of money.
Sure. Rufus, I think the more you talk about this, the more I'm keen to find out from you that retrospectively, would you want to take legal action against the doctor?
You know what? I don't want to relive this thing. It happened. The only thing is for us, to pick up the pieces, heal on our own, and move on. Because remember, if you take legal action, now and again, if you have to appear in court or do whatever, you're going to relive the whole thing. So we want to quickly forget this, move on with our lives as if nothing has happened. But I'm telling you, this thing, it will come back to haunt him one day. It cannot be with us maybe, but one day it will come back to haunt him. And Robert, just, to tell you this, the first time we went to that hotel, there was an agreed fee that we need to pay upon checking out. Then he inflated the price. We involved his father, who came in and said, no, please, let's stick to the original agreement. And then we paid that, then we left. So we thought, no, maybe that was an incident which is separate from this. So we went back to the same place because unfortunately we didn't have anybody else who can do the payment of Benik Air in Libya except for him. He was our closest and only contact. So he felt, okay, here's an opportunity. I can make a quick buck out of this. I mean, Robert, a flight from OR Tambo to Cape Town, in all fairness to it, can it cost you 45,000 rands?
No.
In all fairness to it.
No. Not yet. I know the prices are ridiculous these days, but we haven't reached those prices yet. I can guarantee you, Rufus, we have not reached that. But talking about money, though, so besides him looking at the photo of Danny Jordan as well as the late Nelson Mandela and saying he will then release you, so you don't know if any money was then paid as a settlement, as he claimed that money was owed before you were released.
Yeah, no, money was paid as a settlement because, remember, this guy was adamant. He was adamant. We had his former Minister of International Relations who came to the hotel. He promised him that, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to release them. If you say that to someone that's senior, he said that to Derko. He said that to our ambassador in Tunisia, Mr. Masango, that I will never, ever. And we are dealing with somebody who is in a country where there's, I would say directly, lawlessness.
Yeah.
So how then? So until, it was a question of, okay, let's, get rid of the situation, pay a settlement, and the guys can be released.
Any idea how much was paid as settlement?
It was, I think it was $14,000.
Okay, so nowhere near the 32 or 37 or whatever it was that he was mentioning.
It was $14,000 which was paid.
Okay. Rufus, I look forward to seeing you again, man. And I thank you for your honesty. I look forward to seeing you in person. But thank you for taking the time and sharing what has been an ordeal for you. Yeah. Stay strong, my brother.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. We thank you, especially guys from the media. The pressure that you pushed, really, really was a relief for us that at least somebody out there is doing something about this. No, thank you again.
Thank you so much. That's Marawa Gallant's media officer, Rufus Matana, back from the ordeal in Libya. And you can tell from the way the man is speaking, it's been a crazy situation, but says that they're not going to be taking any legal action against Dr. Ali, simply because he doesn't want to carry on thinking about the story. For him, it's done. He wants to move on. Muzi as well on social media says, I'm flabbergasted at what Rufus has expressed about what was actually happening to them. Would nationals go to such drastic extent to intimidate people from Mzansi? I don't know. I really don't know. We move from that extreme to a lady who always generates a lot of positivity and energy, especially her sport. Or you publish that she's going to be on the show, and people just lose their minds. They're like, hey, that's my home girl. Hey, netball in South Africa has gone different since she's ascended into power. I want to find out from her what has changed. I know what has changed, but we have a big countdown towards something called the World Cup, staged right here in South Africa, staged right here in Cape Town. And we want to put our best foot forward. Are we even ready and prepared? Are the ladies, South African ladies, prepared? I did promise you that I'll remind you of one of the happenings on this day in history, the 11th of the 4th, 2001 in Johannesburg, South Africa. And this is where we've been commemorating for all of these years, 43 people who died during a stampede at Soccer City. So it's at a soccer match at Ellis Park Stadium. Another 160 were injured. Yeah, those of us who were live at the venue, it's one that we'll never ever forget, and I hope the authorities never forget either.
Hi Robert, Ebimloy from Naturena. April 11th, 2001 will live on infamy as one of the darkest days in South African sporting history, in what has become known as the Ellis Park Stadium disaster. 43 people were killed in stampede at a football match between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. May the souls of those who departed in this world that day rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
And I think a lot of people on social media do absolutely agree to that. We always remember them and their love for the beautiful game. No one should go to a football game and never go back home. I mean, it's certainly a massive year for women in sport in South Africa. A massive one. Huge, huge. It doesn't get any bigger than hosting a Netball World Cup. I mean, flight tickets and hotels are booked for Cape Town. And someone who's certainly having sleepless nights in Netball South Africa, the president. And with just 3 months to go, she and her team have put in an enormous amount of work to make this a spectacle. Let's catch up though. Mom Cecelia's here. Cecelia Molokwane. The face of netball, as I'm reading here. People are saying to find out how those plans are going. Madam President, as I would prefer always to call you, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Good evening, Robert, and good evening to all the listeners.
Pressure? I don't see pressure.
A lot of it. Maybe I carry it very nicely. I don't know, but I'm anxious. I'm stressed. On the 19th, it will be 100 days to go to the World Cup. And a lot has happened. A lot is still going to happen. And one cannot say I'm relaxed where I am. But I have to put up a brave face because, you know, a lot of people are looking up to me. And once I fall, I think I'll fall with a lot of them.
Sounds like a lot of people want you to fall. Do you get that sense? And when you say, yeah, there is pressure and stress, what's stressing you the most?
Look, you don't know how the World Cup will go. Firstly, the one thing that I want best and mostly is the team to finish well, to perform, because hosting a magnificent World Cup, an African World Cup that people won't forget, and the team doesn't do well, for me means nothing. I'm sorry to say that, but it means nothing as a leader.
Yeah.
I have to focus on the girls' performance, on how the team is doing. So I know the girls are overseas, and most of them that are overseas, we get weekly report on how they are doing. And we're launching tomorrow the TNL, where some of the girls that will be in the country will be playing at TNL, and people will be seeing them. So the time that the first whistle blows and we start seeing the real World Cup playing, I think I'll be a little bit at ease. But for now, I cannot say I'm relaxed.
Would you say the quad series kind of rocked you a little bit, performance-wise?
It did. I think putting Norma under pressure, because she came in 2 months before the quad series, and I definitely made sure and said with my executive and said, we are not going to give her any mandate. It will be unfair of us to give her any mandate to go into the quad series. However, she knows now that the mandate that we believe she can deliver is ending up on the medal podium. It helped us a lot because she could see who's who. And most of the players were new players. They've never played the likes of Australia, New Zealand and England. And it gave her that sense of who can take pressure and who cannot take pressure. Look, if you can take pressure on the top 3 of the world, then we know you can do it. And her coming back after a humiliation that we got in Commonwealth Games and coming back and drawing with England, to me, it was one that one can never forget. And closing that gap and saying, we can do it. And the girls showing their thing of, we are here, we want to do it, we don't want to disappoint the country. So quad series, I can say it was a good practice for the girls.
But it's almost like in football where you got the Confed Cup a year before, but obviously yours falls within the same year and also gives you a raw measuring stick of where you stand or how far you need to go. But obviously, like you say, just around the corner on the 19th, it's 100 days. And then from there, that's the end of triple figures that you have before the World Cup really kicks off. And I remember it was over a year ago. We were still talking about, hey, a year. Now the year's gone. We're talking days. But there must be a measure of, I remember at some point they were saying, well, you were saying that you're actually ahead of time in terms of the preparations. Are you still there?
We are ahead of times. I mean, World Netball used to have sleepless nights because of COVID, because it caught up with everybody and something that no one could control. However, we made sure that, let me tell you something, Robert, and I know people will agree with me. The people overseas don't believe in Africans. They'll always want something from us to say, you can't do this, you cannot do this. We could have hosted the World Cup, the Football World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, the Rugby World Cup, but there's still something that will still want to pin Africans on. I don't know why.
I love that thought as much as I hate it. I know it makes no sense, but hold on to that thought. When I come back from the break, I want to pick up on that. What are the perceptions from the rest of the world, and especially from Europe? We know what it was like for the Football World Cup. There were scary pictures of people that were being shot or killed that we didn't even know. Then they were not even from South Africa. So we know those scare tactics. Are they happening? What would make you as the president to say something like that? So stick around. I know that there are calls that are coming through. Someone, Tato and Benoni, stand by. Don't go anywhere.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. In 3, 2, 1. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
We're coming to you live as Sabo's finished serving a final order of peri peri. Time to focus on his bet on today's game.
Otata! He's got his phone in hand.
He's got a chance to cash out, one of Betway's many thrilling offers, but Sabo will be the first one to tell you, never undercook a Roadrunner.
Look at this man. He's in complete control.
Oh, he's done it. He's cashed out.
It's a shoe.
Take it out the oven because Sabo's bet is well done. All thanks to Betway.
T's and C's apply. Licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. For gambling counseling, call SARGF on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp 076 675 0710.
What do you consider amazing? At Lexus, we believe it's bringing the future a little bit closer to today. That's why the next generation Lexus NX has the Lexus Safety System Plus that protects people inside and out. A driver-focused cockpit with a 14-inch touchscreen. And Hey Lexus, a virtual assistant that reacts intuitively to you. The next generation Lexus NX. Next is now. Lexus. Experience amazing.
Woolworths W Rewards members spend 350 Rand or more on kids fashion and unlock a chance to play and win guaranteed prizes. Apple MacBooks, watches, Nespresso coffee machines, and up to 50,000 Rand in cash and more. Now's the best time to shop younger girls' leggings at just 170 Rand each when you buy any two. Woolworths, the difference. T's and C's apply.
You've reached Harold's relationship hotline.
Harold, it's my friend Sarah's special day.
Oh, happy birthday, Sarah.
Actually, it's an anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Sarah.
The anniversary of her parakeet.
Happy birth-anniversary.
Of the day that he died.
Happy Simpa birth anniversary.
What can I get her?
First off, you can get to the point a bit quicker next time. And then, for Sarah's special day, get to netflorist.co.za and you'll find something special for all occasions. Good, bad, or sad. Smoochy smoochers.
We bring you great hits and exciting entertainment.
And our presenters enjoy doing it.
But we also have to follow the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct.
In order to give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news.
If for some reason you feel that we're not following this code,
we want to know about it.
So please contact us on comments@947.co.za.
If you're still not satisfied, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission.
Email bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
Yeah, you can reach us right here on 947 011 888 947. You're live on Rise FM. You're live on Vuma as well as Sowetan Live. Transcribing and also live on YouTube. So anyone tuning in right now, listening to the show, but also at the same time viewing what's going on in studio with the president of Netball South Africa. 100 days looming just around the corner.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The Golden Lions Rugby Union president, newly elected into the position, Neville Jardine.
So I'm the president of the union.
Yeah.
I mean, the big issues is club rugby, community rugby. And I mean, the challenges post-COVID has been immense. Our township-based clubs are struggling. The socio-economic conditions of our country, there's funding, there's transport, just kit and apparel.
What do you think has contributed to that struggle? Because that fan base, that player base, obviously is keen to have rugby played.
There's a lack of facilities in our communities, and even if you afford them the opportunities to get to a big stadium, there's another challenge, because how do they get there?
#MSW. #MSW.
All right, let's head off to our caller calling through from Benoni. Tato, good evening. Welcome.
Hi, Robert. How are you?
I'm very, very good. Do you want to chat to the president?
Yes, hi, good evening, Madam President. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you, Tato?
I'm fine. I'm good, ma'am. I'm so excited. 100 days. When Robert said it, I screamed, excited. I'm looking forward to it. So I've just got two questions. It's with regards to the tickets. Do we have the stats of if South Africans or other African people are going to make the World Cup? Because I think the tickets were very expensive, and it's our first one on the continent. It would have been great that other Africans as well as South Africans come in and fill up the stadiums. So I personally found them very expensive. And my second question is with regards to succession planning. Coach Norma came in, and then we've got Coach Dumi. Love her very much. But then do we have that succession plan so that at least we keep our log standing in terms of the ranking in the world? Or just improve? I'd just like to hear that from you. Thank you.
All right, nice questions. Tato, before the president gets to answer, in the end, after you found those tickets to be expensive, did you end up buying them or not?
No, yes, I did, Robert. I must say, I did were able to get like a few games,
At how much? Share the amount.
Okay, cool. So I was able to buy the 800 tickets. So I spent 1.4 for the opening for myself and my sister. And then we've got another game that's in the few days. So yeah, the final, you're too expensive. I'm hoping there'll be fan parks and all these things. But you know what? We love netball. We'll just,
You'll stick it out for it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love your energy, Tato.
Continents. Yeah. All right, cool.
Thanks so much. All right, great one indeed. Let me start off with the succession plan, and then we'll get to the pricing of the tickets.
Look, we had a succession plan even in 2019 when Norma, left, and Norma was behind the scenes all the time with the team because we wanted her to be the mentor coach to the two coaches. And the coach that we appointed did not perform to our expectations, and there was a lot going on within the team. as I said to you before, and I also said I have to protect the coach and the players themselves in the whole thing and make sure that netball becomes a win at the end. Yes, we've got succession plan and we've got coaches. It's not only about do me, and I always say do me all the time. We've got coaches. We've got Jenny van Dijk, who did very well in the TNL in the past 5 years when she raised that trophy for 5 times, until we said to her, you can't coach TNL anymore. And then we've got other young coaches that are coming, because we don't want to say this person, because once we do that, it's like we are locking ourselves into a certain person, and we don't have to do that. But there's a beautiful succession plan. As you have seen, Robert, we had Matham Swatli going to Fast 5 in New Zealand. She brought back she brought back a silver medal from the World Fast 5 series, and she broke that hunger that we used to have, all of us, to say, when is the medal coming to the country? Young as she is, and a black girl. So that's why I'm saying I don't want to commit to any name right now, but we've got good coaches. We've got the Emily Matosas, who won the under 19, the Zone 5, the Region 5 games in Malawi. And we've got the Precious Mutembu, also won the Region 5 games. So we've got Samisha Isau, who was the President's 12 team, coach that was playing at the Diamond Challenge, and she did very well. She was only beaten by the Spar Proteas. She beat Zimbabwe, who are one team that is, and Scotland, that are going to play in the World Cup. So to me, it's we've got a lot of coaches in the country that are coming up and that we are looking up to. Watch the TNL, you'll see so many coaches that are new.
Let's talk about those tickets and the pricing. So Tato feels that too expensive, but she bought what she could. Can't afford the finals just yet. Are we even going to be able to honor some of the African countries given the price of the tickets? How do you break that down? I think it's a great question.
I always say, what is expensive, Robert? Because unfortunately, tickets are not made. The price ticket is not done by Netball South Africa, or is done by World Netball. Yeah. And they sell it in pounds. Wow. Take the 800 rands and put it in pounds. You'll see how much they're going to spend. To them, it's nothing. To us, it's a lot, but to them, it's nothing. Because, I remember when we went to Liverpool, one ticket that we bought for a session was 1.6. In Liverpool, and we had to buy for 2 sessions a day. So 1.6 plus 1.6, you can get how much we paid a day. So to me, we pushed it to go to 800, to go to 500. We really tried our best in pushing it to say, we are in Africa. We are not overseas. We cannot do what we have to do. Unfortunately, finals are finals, and the venue is too small. And yes, there will be fan parks all over the country, in all 9 provinces, including Cape Town. There will be fan parks. We're working well with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in the provinces, and that I can guarantee you, there will be fan parks all over. So as you cannot miss the action that will be happening at City ICC 1 and City ICC 2 in Cape Town.
So how are we going to be commemorating the 100-day countdown that's looming on the 19th of April? When you talk about the other provinces being involved, and a lot of people say, we didn't know, because they don't know where these fan parks are going to be. So clearly they have to do some activations, do it very fast, so that we could also start preparing ourselves to go to the fan parks, knowing that we're not going to be able to go to Cape Town.
Yes, I think the provinces are doing well, and they will be announcing, because they announced that Cape Town has already announced the municipalities that the viewing areas and the fan parks will be. So to me, let me not say Cape Town, let me say Western Cape has already announced. And now 100 days, Robert, I'm even conflicted, because I've been invited to so many things for 100 days, and I don't know where I'm going to go, how I'm going to start, because I have to be, there's only one Cecelia. And when you said you cannot do this, all of you on the same day, but I know the big one is happening in my province in Limpopo, and the other one is happening in Cape Town, and other provinces also have got 100 days. So to me, it's I'll ask who gave us the invite first. First come, first serve. So I don't become biased.
Which one is more meaningful to you? Because I would say Cape Town has become your second home. It will become your second home for the duration of this. They can link up to you, these days since post-COVID, we all know virtual connectivity is the way to go. So you going to Limpopo will be significant to show the people in Cape Town that it's not only just the major metropolitans that host these kind of events, then make a song and dance about it, but they'll also not miss your presence because you'll make a way.
You know, I'm I'm going to laugh because you're selling me to my own province.
Go to KZN.
You're saying to me, go to your own province, so they can say, oh, she chose their own province. She didn't want to do anything. But you know, to me, it's where it will matter most because we will be in Cape Town. I mean, the trophy's arriving on the 25th in KZN. By the way, it will end in KZN, and then it will end up in Cape Town. Sure. So Cape Town has got a lot of things to celebrate, as you said. So let's visit other provinces that don't have much to celebrate, like Cape Town, and see what can happen. So it will be very busy for the 100 days because I know even SuperSport was saying to me, you have to be in studio on this day, and I'm like, it's not going to be possible. It's really not going to be possible because I have got so many things to do on the day, and we need to celebrate 100 days and show the world and Africa what South Africans are made of.
Because before the break, and I owed you a platform to clarify this, and I'm even getting another message coming through, from social media from Muzi, who says that I totally agree with me, Molokwane, saying the honest officials that we have dinner with post-hosting international events, whether sports, business, or conferences, they confess that they had been convinced by the propaganda that they grew up with or had been told prior to having come to the Republic of South Africa. So all of that changes. What has been shocking you with what you've been picking up about what South Africa is about, which isn't the case?
Robert, I'll tell you a very simple example that happened last week. I mean, they wanted to send us a media person to come and run the media center. And I was like, no, not on my clock. I mean, we have ran World Cups in this country. And people have done well. I mean, there have been AFCONs in this country. People have done well. So why don't we go and take some of those? And Netball South Africa has ran a lot of, events with a media person behind that and media people behind it and running media center. And we did the Quad series, recently. There was a media center. So why do you think somebody from overseas can come and run something in South Africa as though we don't have the skills and capacity in this country? Like, when they wanted to say the technical delegate, that's the person that is actually doing the games themselves. Yeah. They wanted somebody to come from another country to come to South Africa. I said, not on my clock. South Africans can do it. They'll do it. I'm not the favorite, by the way, at World Netball at the moment.
But if you
you know me, Robert. If I do it for my country and for good reasons, they can say whatever.
But why specifically they wanted a media person to come from somewhere?
I don't know. They don't trust us. I don't know what is that they don't trust about us as Africans. I don't know what is that they can do best that we cannot do.
But could they not give you a list and say, we would like an independent media person because you have failed in point 1 to point 15? Then at least you sit back and say, oh, okay, I put my hands up. Maybe we're guilty here and there. How can you assist? But just saying that they want somebody for no reason makes no sense to me.
Assumption.
Wow. At this late stage?
No, it's assumption. To me, it's assumption. And to me, it's, why don't you say, South Africa, who do you have?
Yeah.
Give us a list of 10, 15 people or even 5 people to say, give us their CVs, their credentials for us to see who we can take there and make sure that we'll do this for us. And let's see their CVs and how they have done before. So to me, to say, I must pay somebody from overseas, never.
And pay them in pounds?
No, I won't do it.
All right, that's a president talking, and a president who is not very popular. And I was going to say, if you are popular, then it means that you are letting us down, making others happy at our expense. Then quickly, the appointment. Well, she's been here before 2016 to 2019. She's Australian, Norma Plummer. What's her mandate?
Her mandate is finish. Let us finish on the medal podium.
Yeah.
You've got the girls that played for you in 2019 that believe in you, and that's key. When you've got players that believe in you, that believe in your coaching skills and listen to you and respect you, that is key, because I've seen her done wonders. And she said it to me, President, look, it's not going to be easy. You're giving me such a huge task, but I love netball. I love these girls. I've just taken these girls and make them my own, and that is how she has also was instrumental in influencing these players to go overseas and play in these big teams. So to me, is she loves to see, and she always says South Africa has got such talent. If only you can turn professional president and have a professional league like your ANZ, like your Vitality League in England, and like your Suncorp in Australia, you will shock the world. And I know that we've got those girls that can do it for us. But you know, Robert, as I always say, you have to compare apples with apples. If you want to be the best, you have to compete with the best and be amongst the best.
Any more sponsorships coming your way? I know Discovery was a big one for you for 3 years.
No, Robert. There's something on the pipeline again. You know me. I'm that person.
Where? How soon?
No. We want to do it before the World Cup, so as we can encourage the girls to say, look, we are looking up to you, and this is what we want to do for you. I told you before, Robert, that when I was a player, nobody looked after me.
Sure.
So I wanted to change the narrative to say somebody can look after you girls, and your lives can change, and the lives have changed. I mean, I was so happy the past few weeks, when I saw the girls on the billboard. I mean, I've never seen a netball girl on a billboard, and I was like, I cried. Basically, I cried when I saw them there. And now I saw them on their via buses, and I'm like, wow, what's happening here? So I'm like, you know, the girls have been flaunted out there, something that I wanted to see so many times and for so many years. And I was like, I'm thankful to Puma for doing all this for the girls, and I'm thankful to SuperSport. I mean, the girls now, they can say, gosh, you know, at home they can see me on TV, and you know, things that we take light, to them they mean so
major,
much. Yes.
Okay, I know we got no time left, but somebody on Twitter, Netball Junkie, says, we heard that there's going to be a trophy tour. When will this be happening? I know you said KZN and then it'll go to Cape Town, but is there going to be like a national tour with the trophy?
It is a national tour. Okay. I made sure. I'm a president of 9 provinces, I think 52 districts and 8 associate members. So I have to make sure that it goes to everybody. It starts in KZN, and then after KZN it leaves for the Union Building, because obviously, you know, we have to take it there. And then after that goes to the most beautiful office in the country, the Netball South Africa office. And then it goes to other provinces. All 9 provinces will have a glimpse of
we will share the information. Netball President, that is the one and only Cecelia Molokwane, joining us right here on Marawa Sports Worldwide. You know, we could have gone on for another 3 hours. That's how passionate we are about netball. But we'll keep updating you. I thank you. I praise you. I think the country prays for you, because the World Cup is something that needs more than just presence. Maybe even divine intervention, but you're almost there. 100-day countdown beginning on the 19th. Cecelia, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Robert.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. In 3, 2, 1. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.